Okay. Synonymous, episode 3.
Episode 3, live.
We live
On
today.
IG, no, not Facebook.
Yeah, we live. Instagram. What up, Reggie? What up, man?
What's up, man? What's good? Somebody's blowing me up right now. I don't know who it is. They really calling my line.
This guy's famous.
And they just...
This is what it's like,
not
man.
getting in here.
This is what it's like to be a superstar.
No. It's not.
Everybody knows him. Everybody knows him.
They can't come in.
We go into the juice spot today, a little juice bar.
Oh, yeah, they know my order.
Had a little workout. Go to the juice spot. Say, hey, Reggie, would you like the usual?
Can't say that.
Hey, meanwhile, he's on the phone. Oh, yeah, so send that invoice over. Yeah, I'll take the usual, yeah. So I go up, I said, what's the usual? She says some wheatgrass, lemon, fuchsia, pepper, paprika mix. I was like, I don't know what the hell that is.
It's
And he walked away looking like he had some
I was taking care of important business.
A bowl full of secret ooze.
Yeah, I had to take care of important business, man. It was a serious situation going on. Not really, but it made it seem like it was.
The serious situation was that you got a usual, that you're a guy that could just walk up and be like, oh, you'd like the usual?
I think it's the energy you put out, you get it back.
Yeah, for sure.
People take to that, Yo, what's going on over here today?
You got to turn the phone off. This guy, man. Fuck. Shouldn't have started a podcast with a celebrity.
I like to say on this podcast today, if you guys have been listening to the other two episodes we've done before, we will not be talking about Eminem today. There is an official ban on Eminem for a while.
That's crazy.
Until the ban is lifted, we cannot talk about Eminem.
This took a wild left turn. All right, so when we started this, I was like, let's make it a point to really just have natural conversations. What happens. Let's keep it raw. Last week, we had to do our first edit because this guy let me ramble about Eminem for 5 minutes straight. He's looking like super uninterested, because I just, if you let me go, I'll go. I will just ramble. And I went into Eminem, and we had just talked about him the week before. And here we are talking about him again.
Yeah, it was going to go into another hour of Eminem.
So we're not going to start off that way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get into what happened last week, man. Well, Super Bowl. It was a big week.
It's definitely a big week.
It's a big week, man.
It's a big week. I did some traveling last week, actually. I actually made a trip to LA, checked out the Kobe murals. I felt like it was important to kind of go out there and feel the energy of what was going on out there.
My phone is on live, but
it was definitely,
I was going to pull them up because I didn't look at them in depth because I figured I would do that.
Yes,
while we was
the Kobe murals are crazy.
I saw there was a Nipsey one in there too,
and I took a picture of a Nipsey mural. But they're all over the city. But even on the buses, it's like R.I.P. Kobe. When you walk downtown near the Staples Center, like right on the buildings, it's just pictures of Kobe and everything. It was very eye-opening, but the love that they have for Kobe. I know we talked about Kobe last week, but just the love for Kobe is for sure gonna last forever. It's no knocking that. But yeah, I got to go to LA. I got to see the Kobe murals. I thought that was pretty dope. I thought that was cool.
What'd you listen to when you was out in LA? Because music hits different when you're in different places. Different.
So when I'm in LA, I like to listen to West Coast music. I'm not a big fan of it, but for some reason, like you said, when you're in those different regions, it sounds different. I remember one time I was in LA and I was just listening to Nate Dogg.
Man.
And he just had the hooks, the cadences, everything.
The one time we was in LA together, the movie, the NWA movie had just came out.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to be in LA while that energy,
right.
You felt it. And like you said, it was on the buses.
Everywhere.
It was everywhere you looked. And yeah, shit just, when you there, it hits different, man.
All the music though, like I said, when you're in different regions and they have their certain sound, their artists and everything, it sounds different. You feel it more than you would if you like sitting at home, like being here in Virginia, listening to freaking like Dom Kennedy or something. Like it's not gonna feel the same as if you in LA riding down Beverly Hills, Melrose, Crenshaw, Slauson. Like it's Inglewood. It's gonna sound way different. It's gonna sound.
Who's your favorite West Coast rapper?
My favorite West Coast rapper is probably I feel like saying Nipsey is more cliche. I got put on the Nipsey late, but I became a huge fan of Nipsey. But before Nipsey, man, I probably just have to go with probably just Kendrick.
Kendrick,
real.
yeah.
I mean,
I gotta
like
say
bars.
Kendrick too.
I was first put on to Kendrick by my friend. He put me on the Rigor Mortis, and he did the jazz. He took the New Orleans jazz. What's the New Orleans thing called? Frontline or something? I can't remember the name of it. The line thing where they take the band but he went over it. His flow is crazy.
Yeah, Lou put me on Kendrick on the Overly Dedicated mixtape.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah. Well, there was stuff before that,
80,
but that was like, that was before Section 80, and that's when people started paying attention.
Okay.
And Lou he kept telling me, and Lou, we always talk about music, but he kept saying like, you really got to listen to this dude.
Yeah.
And I did, and it was like, once I got around to it, it was right before the Destruction album.
Yeah, I love that album. Destruction album, I love that album.
And I would have to say that Kendrick absolutely inspired me during that process. And I think you could kind of tell, like in the way I was writing, he just made me want to push my pen harder. I was like, yo, he's really crafting up some beautiful lyrics. Like I gotta come with it.
Yeah.
So I would say Kendrick, but Snoop, man, like when you talk about West, I know it's a legend, but I think he gets left off too many lists. I think when people say top 5, they never mention Snoop. But when you think about a top 5 list, you gotta consider longevity and impact. That's why Hov's there. That's why Biggie's there.
Right.
But for some reason, it's like Snoop doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. And then I leave him off my list, but it's just like he is the West Coast OG. Like he's like the equivalent to Hov and Biggie.
Yeah,
like,
for West Coast,
West
for
Coast.
sure.
And like for whatever reason, a lot of people don't recognize that. I feel like.
I think one of my favorite rappers from the West Coast right now is Blueface.
Is this cool? Like, it's cool.
It's not Blueface.
Okay, I'm about to say, I'm not gonna knock you. That's your preference. That's cool. Like the offbeat like flow is something that's an acquired taste. I feel like
definitely. No, I like the West Coast. I like Reason. I think Reason is really dope.
Reason is underrated.
I like Schoolboy Q.
Big fan.
I've been listening to the guy D Smoke from the show Hip Hop Revolution.
I started listening to his album today.
Not Hip Hop Revolution.
The one that Chance and T.I.
and Cardi
B.
Yeah. He actually just put out a new album last night.
Right. That's what I was listening to today.
Oh, you did? How was it?
I got like 50% through. Really good.
Yeah, he can rap. He has some
really
good songs on that show though.
I gotta sit with it.
His first album was cool. Inglewood High.
He's rapping.
Yeah. But I thought it was good. The West Coast music though is definitely influential in hip hop for sure. So like I said, I was doing some traveling. I hit LA. I was in Vegas also for the Super Bowl. Went to a Super Bowl party at Mandalay Bay. Nah.
Lavish.
And I got to actually see a good game.
Did you?
Who was you going for in the Super Bowl? I think we made a bet, right? I think I took the Chiefs, and I think you took the 49ers.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Is that right? I just want to
We let them off the hook.
So I think, and we made a bet, pretty good bet. So
the Niners blew it.
Yeah, I think you owe the people an EP next week.
I'm sitting here trying to finish up projects. I'm working on mixes and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why I agreed to this. All Reggie had to do was freestyle 16. Before the camera and the mics was on, this dude was 80 bars, 100 bars, just respectable freestyle shit.
Nobody's ever gonna hear it.
It was good shit. It was good shit.
Nobody's ever gonna hear it.
But I got to do a whole album.
Nobody's ever gonna hear it though.
You know, I respect it. You feel like you're equivalent. The equivalent to you spending 16 is me recording an EP.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same.
No, I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing. You know, there's levels.
But
there's levels.
What'd you think about the Super Bowl?
Well, I hit you at like the start of the fourth quarter, and I was like, yeah, get them bars.
He shot me a text to say, get my bars
and seriously, as soon as I sent that text,
he shot me a text.
The shit just started turning, and I felt it, and I said, oh no. That text was bad,
Yeah,
juju.
you spoke too soon.
That was bad. I mean, instantly.
You spoke way too soon, bro.
Instantly, man. It was a great game, but I do feel like the 49ers lost that game rather than the Chiefs won the game.
Can I be honest? It was
Go
what,
for it.
20-10 with
That's what we do.
7 minutes left? I thought it was over. I thought it was over.
It was 20-10 with 7 minutes left.
I thought it was over.
It was over. And then what happened?
Mahomes. He stopped throwing. He started scrambling.
The Chiefs even threw it like an interception.
He threw a pick.
Yeah.
At 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Yeah, I thought that was
Niners
it.
got it. I think it was a 3-and-out punt.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
Punt.
Mahomes.
Chiefs got it back. And this was happening all night, right? And this is what you're supposed to do. When a turnover happens, you take advantage of that big momentum shift and you go for the big play.
All right.
Boom, Tyreek Hill, bomb.
All right.
Got it. Then there was the interference play on Kelsey in the end zone.
Yeah.
Next play, they're on the goal line, play action, Kelsey, touchdown. Then what the fuck?
They got another stop, and then they just came back down. The 49ers couldn't do anything. They couldn't answer.
Then as soon as the Niners got it back, they punted again.
Yeah.
Chiefs drove, scored, and then the Niners had the ball with 2:30 left. They still had a chance. Now they're down 4. They still had a chance. And on the fourth down play, I believe it was a sack.
Yes.
And apologies, on the first episode, I called Nick Bosa, his brother, Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa, that's a bad man. He played a hell of a game. But other people that played a hell of a game, I mean, obviously Mahomes, you know.
Garoppolo played well too.
Garoppolo did play well. They kind of played even games.
Yeah.
They both had, Mahomes had about 70 more yards passing, but they both had a couple touchdowns, or they both had 2 picks.
Yeah, I think one of Garoppolo's was in the end, right? It was over.
Right.
Yeah, so it counts, but I don't count that. Like, he had to go for something, and it just turned to an interception.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought he played a great game. I mean, all week they talked about his arm. Could they trust his arm? And I thought his arm was very, very solid. I think he proved something with that. And
it was
I'm
a
not
great
a football
game.
player, but yeah.
It was a great game. It was just about the mistakes in the stretch. That's all it came down to. You know, it was the mistakes in clutch situations.
I was about to say something, but you
say it. Come on. Say it.
I mean, it just was reminiscent of
oh man, go ahead.
Of an AFC divisional game I saw earlier.
I thought you was gonna talk about something I did on the field.
No, I'm talking about coming down to the fourth quarter.
Oh man. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up. Because the Chiefs had at least 2 situations where they went for it on fourth down, Reggie. Do you second guess them? Are you second guess? It worked.
It worked. That's the whole point. That's the whole thing right there. What did you just say? What did you just say?
But if it didn't work, what are you gonna say?
They shouldn't have went for it.
Jesus Christ.
What ifs don't count in life? What ifs don't count? Do what ifs count?
He just sounds like a fan right now.
How? What ifs don't count?
He just sounds like an uneducated fan.
It didn't work.
Just watching the game at a whack
mad.
Super Bowl
you
party.
About the Ravens.
He just sounds like the guy that's at the Super Bowl party.
Mad.
Not even just the guy is. I'm here to just watch the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here for the buffalo chicken dip. That's what he sounds like right now.
Mad. At the Super Bowl party, I ran into Charles Barkley. Yeah.
Did you talk?
He was sitting, so we had our little booth or whatever, I don't know, VIP booth or whatever they want to call it. And then his booth was next to us. And no, I just went over there and spoke to him and introduced myself and just told him I, played in the league, this, that, and the third.
Did he ever
He shook my hand. I was like, I played in the league 7 years, He like stood up and started talking to me. And then he was like, what you doing now? And I was telling him what I was doing. He's like, the hardest thing about it is you gotta figure it out, the transition after playing. He's like, you gotta figure it out. He's like, that's the hardest thing. People don't figure out how to move from playing sports and then coming into the real world.
Man.
And he was so adamant about it. Like, he probably repeated it like 4 times. Like, you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out. And like the way he said it, kind of like, I was like, damn, like a dog when his ears perk up.
He's like, I gotta figure this out.
I gotta figure this shit out like in 5 minutes. Like, I got 5 minutes or it's gonna detonate. And but it was really cool. And then I watched him gamble. He was gambling and we stayed in the same
What game he played?
hotel. He was on Blackjack. The man commanded like this big crowd around him.
Of course.
It was him and Julio Jones and Anthony Anderson, the comedian.
Oh, shit.
And they was just gambling. Boom. And it was just like maybe
They
20
let
people.
you sit at the table?
20 people around. Nah, they didn't want to sit over there.
But hold on, let me ask you. Would you let Charles Barkley sit at your table? Because I seen you play blackjack. You don't let nobody sit with you.
Hell no, Chuck can't sit with me. That shit gets serious when you at them tables. People get mad.
I've
People
seen
get
it.
cussed out. Nah.
People come over to Reggie's table. Do you mind? Yeah.
Yeah, I mind. I'm polite. I like to play alone. Like, don't come over here.
I respect it, but I would let Chuck sit with me.
Nah, man. Chuck man.
Chuck might bring you some
Dylan's
luck.
showing a 6 and got a 13 and he hitting. I can't have that. You're messing up the money, bro. You're messing up the money. You can't mess up the bag. Don't mess up the bag. Like, I need the bag.
Good luck, Chuck.
I don't know if he good luck Chuck and gambling.
Damn,
I don't know how
crazy.
much he won or how much he lost, but at one point I seen him kind of mad when he walked out of there. So it could have been, he could have lost or somebody could have made him mad, but
Damn.
it wasn't great. He's like, I'm all right, man. Just leave me alone. I was like, okay.
Oh,
You
shit.
got it, G.
Yeah, then you ain't all right.
But he probably, I'm sure he's won hundreds of thousands of dollars gambling.
Yeah, I mean,
they say he's a big time gambler.
Yeah.
Like, it's not no secret news or nothing.
Yeah.
But it was a good trip. The Super Bowl was good. Who would you think played better, Kittle or Kelsey?
Man.
Being that you are a former tight end yourself,
Yeah, I mean,
I know you watched them.
obviously, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why it was a really dope Super Bowl for me, because it was like the two best tight ends going against each other.
Right.
So that's lovely. And fullback, Kyle Juszczyk.
Juszczyk. He caught a touchdown, right?
Yeah, man. He had some huge plays. He ex-Raven. So big Juszczyk fan. And I'm just a fan of the position because it's a dying position in the NFL. And
It's like a center in basketball.
Exactly. But like, I don't think people realize how versatile Juszczyk is and how valuable he is to that offense. He does everything. He lead block.
Yeah.
He plays everywhere. He got his hand in the dirt. He catching passes. I mean, and that one touchdown he scored, that was a tough catch. He was in traffic. He caught it in traffic.
Yeah.
Broke a tackle.
He was a hell of a catch.
Rumbled,
Dude
stumbled
just
on
missed
into the
it.
end zone. It was beautiful. I love seeing that shit. But to answer your question, Kelsey played better because they won. But if you would ask me who I would draft, Kittle.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have said that last year. But after watching him this year, I mean, he's the most well-rounded, diverse tight end. Like Kelsey is a mismatch problem, like out on the slot, like linebackers, safeties.
Yeah, Kelsey's going against corners, and his route running was.
No, Kelsey is like a receiver out there. Yeah. But my point is, so is Kittle. But guess what? Kittle also puts his hand in the dirt, blocks his ass off.
So
they put him at fullback.
Better blocker?
Yes. Kelsey doesn't do that.
More finesse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to sum that all up, they both about to get paid.
For sure.
They're about to break the bank.
Yeah.
They setting records for tight ends.
But like me, as an old-fashioned tight end, like I love Kittle. I love the way he plays, man. He's got that finesse about him. He's nice with the routes. He's fast. He's quick. He's got hands.
Yeah.
But he will fuck you up, man. He will block his ass off. And I'm not saying Kelsey doesn't, but I think Kittle does it on another level.
So if you had to take them in comparison to like greats, or at least greats in my mind, like your Antonio Gates, your Tony Gonzalez is your, Jason Witten still putting in work. Shannon Sharps, like
Gronkowski. Let's not forget about him.
Yeah, Gronk. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do I match them up, or like, or playing style, or just like overall?
Overall. Who would you compare them to?
So I would compare Kelsey to like Shannon Sharp and Tony Gonzalez. More finesse, more speedy, route running. Kittle, man, Kittle is different because he's got that too, but he's also kind of Gronkowski-ish in the fact that he's physical play. He'll hit you. So yeah, man, they're both. I think if they keep going, they're gonna be future Hall of Famers, man.
Yeah.
So they're all in the same boat.
Wow.
But I love it.
That's a big statement.
I think so.
A big statement.
Yeah. So your Super Bowl party experience, like how this guy saw Charles Barkley, man. He was chilling with Charles Barkley and Julio.
I seen Julio on that roulette table.
And I told you I was gonna keep it pretty low key. You know, I was going to my brother's house. And
right.
It was just gonna be the fam. Because I hate Super Bowl parties. You know, I hate that it's a big social event, that we're all getting together to watch this game, but nobody's watching shit.
Yeah, everybody just
like I said, even the person there that says, I'm just here for the commercials, ain't even watching the commercials because you talking the whole time.
You'll go on YouTube later.
You know, food sucks, got nowhere to sit. I'm sitting on a laundry basket, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I can't go to a Super Bowl party with somebody that I'm not like really comfortable with. I just can't do it. So I'm like, fuck Super Bowl parties. I'm just keeping it with the fam. I'm kicking it, you know? So I go in, and to my surprise, it was a whole Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
With the fam though. With the fam. And it was dope. And this made me like, realize, Super Bowl parties, they can be good.
It's not that bad.
They can be good.
You gotta have the right people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
all about the right people.
And that's what I realized, man. But my brother, he did it right. You know, he had all the amenities. You know, he had like the football with the yard lines as the tablecloth. He had like football balloons and all the snacks and stuff. And then he like, you got kids there, right? So kids are gonna be distracting you from the game. Nah.
He had cornhole for the kids.
Nah, he made them watch. He tricked them into watching the game by making them play bingo. When the announcer says fumble, circle the thing. So they sitting there. He said fumble. They don't know what's going on. But the kids we all watching the game. It was just a beautiful experience.
No distractions.
No distractions. Great experience with a football family, man. So shout out to my bro John for throwing a great Super Bowl party
and being creative.
Yeah, man, I'm coming back, bro. I heard you had a dope Super Bowl party last year, and I was like, fuck Super Bowl party, so I ain't going.
mad. He was mad at the Super Bowl party.
I thought you was my brother, man.
He was mad.
I thought we both hated Super Bowl parties together, and now you throwing them?
Not no more.
No.
You better get in line.
I'll be back next year, fam. I'll be back.
That's funny. You better get in line. Speaking of Super Bowls and tight ends, something that we've been talking about off camera that we haven't gotten into yet. What is your opinion on Aaron Hernandez? Everything from I know you watched the documentary, and I know a lot of people kind of formulated their opinions, and some people empathize with him. Some people like me are like, no remorse, because I mean you just can't be out here.
Yeah, so how
shooting people down.
Well, let me ask you how you feel about it. How'd you feel about the documentary? First of all, Aaron Hernandez was
a great football player.
Amazing tight end.
From him.
He was on track to be like the next best tight end, continuing to revolutionize the position.
For sure.
I mean, they were handing him the ball in the backfield, put him in the slot, put him out wide. I mean, he could do it all. Aside from that, all right, we know that. About the documentary, what did you think?
I thought the documentary was, I thought it was good. I mean, people were like, oh, it left so many unanswered questions. And I'm like, I mean, I don't understand what questions are left unanswered. It happened, it's real life. Like, this happened, it was over. So any unanswered questions, they've just been unanswered for the last however many years. I really couldn't empathize. Like, that documentary wasn't gonna make me feel sorry for him. Because he just was out here shooting people, like allegedly shooting people. And I mean, like I can't feel bad for you for being like you. That's sociopath status. Like, you was doing it in college, bro. You started in college, and then you did it when you got in the NFL, and then you played the whole season unfazed, and then did it again. And not only did you do it again, like with no remorse, like you turned in your rental car with the shell casings in it. They have your footprints at the crime scene. The shooting you did in Massachusetts before you played a full season, they found your truck. Like, you just kind of didn't give a fuck. You just was out here reckless.
Yeah, I mean,
tell me, that's just my opinion. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, yeah, I think that's the problem. I think people want a definitive answer. They want to be like, yo, why did he do this? But, you know, it's like, but so what the documentary did was paint a narrative for people to believe in, that it was this thing that, oh, he was hiding his sexuality, so he was overcompensating by acting masculine and feeling like he had to be this tough guy. And so he was shooting people at the drop of a dime. Oh, you spill a drink on me, blah. Like, no, there was like, in a lot of cases, there were no clear motives. So like, the documentary just gave you like what you're supposed to think. Oh no, he did that because he's hiding that he's a gay man. And I didn't like that they did that. And they brought in the offensive lineman that played for the Patriots, but he never even played with Aaron Hernandez. He ain't know him.
Yeah.
Why is he in the documentary?
Right. Okay.
To build the case on like the fact that, yo, we want to say that he's a gay man and he did it because that's like more of a sexy like story to pitch, you know? Yeah. And that's what the media kind of created at the time of his death. And so I felt like what the documentary did was pick that up and continue it.
Whether he's gay or not, there's plenty of gay people here or gay people like that hide their sexuality or whatever. They ain't going out, even if that's the case, they ain't going out killing people.
Exactly. So what I'm getting to, what I think is more important that the documentary completely breezed past was the CTE. Like, that was a little tiny liner note at the very end of the last episode about, you know, oh, by the way, he had the most advanced case of CTE in a person this young ever. Yeah. They showed his brain and it just
completely fried.
Looked crazy. And to hear the scientists talk about how that affects the frontal lobe and the impulsivity and all these, like, and then the people they were interviewing were completely dismissing it. Like, oh, but he's still, I mean, that doesn't just give you an excuse. How the fuck do you know that doesn't give you an excuse? Do you got holes in your brain? Like, so I think, this is just my opinion. I think that it was a mix of childhood trauma, CTE, and I think that's the biggest things to look at. Now, if, like, I'm not denying that there's a possibility that some of this could have been centered around his sexuality. Like for example, the possible motive of one of the murders was that, like, his fiance's sister's husband or boyfriend found out that he was gay or whatever, right?
Lloyd.
So that could have been a motive. I'm not saying that that's not possible. I just don't like how they tried to paint a narrative for you and feed it to you and be like, oh, and this is fact now. And I think a lot of documentaries do that. We just have to be careful because the way they fluff it up, we gotta be careful how we consume these documentaries and take things as fact, like, you know?
I mean, for me though, even after, I still don't empathize with that. I think people go through things every day that are worse. They go through a lot of, I don't know what he went through. I can never speak on what another person is going through or whatnot. But people go through a lot of things and they don't come out here and do, like I say, allegedly, heinous crimes of that magnitude. Like, that's extreme.
I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying, don't settle on that reason that it was because he was gay.
I didn't settle. I'm not settling on that reason.
Right.
I don't care if you was gay or I don't care if you.
And I just think that the documentary like focused on that a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And I also think like he had holes in his brain.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he had like serious brain damage, and that's like, yeah, people have gone through a lot of traumatic things in life and still made it out fine. But we don't know about their brain activity and like what, you know, that's all I'm saying. Like it's a new thing. And
but that's extreme.
Yeah.
That's extreme. I mean, he was 18, 19 years old up in college, busting off shots.
Yeah.
that your brain not even that fried yet. Like, you just, you know what I mean?
You're still developing.
Yeah. Like, so.
That's why I'm so fucked up.
At 19.
I might got CTE.
At 19, bro, you can't be like, come on. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't empathize with him too much. Like, I mean.
No, I mean, you did what you did.
Yeah.
But
that's wild.
But I just think it's more to it than what the documentary tried to make it out to be.
Well, nobody will know unless you heard it from Aaron Hernandez.
Right. And we'll never know.
So maybe he told someone and they won't tell the secrets, or
but
not saying he's gay, just anything, but or maybe he just took it to the grave.
Yeah, because like just one more thing. Another thing about like the high school quarterback that came out. Bro, that seemed so opportunistic. He and his dad loved being on the camera. Yeah. They loved that shit. They were like, that could have been a complete lie. They did that after he passed.
Well, wow. I didn't buy the whole homosexuality thing. Like, that wasn't even, that had nothing to do with my opinion. Uh-huh. My opinion was just the straight facts. Like, bro, you just was out here running around.
Yes. It was wild. You still wonder what really happened. And that's, I think, why people cling to a narrative, or they say there was a lot of unanswered things because it was so crazy. We don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened.
Was it really a spilled drink?
Right.
That made him shoot somebody? If so, I think that's CTE.
But as a football player making $40 million, what could have possessed you to act on something like that and not just walk away?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, bro, you could have just walked away. He even shot his friend in Miami in the face.
In the face.
Like, could have just.
Yeah.
You could have walked away from each one of those situations.
Yeah.
And just been like, all right, you know what? I just signed for $40 million.
But that's what I'm saying. The fact that you can't do that, it's not because you're like, oh, I'm gay. I gotta prove to somebody that I'm a badass. It's something ain't right up top.
But even if he was like 19 at Florida,
something ain't right. Gosh. So maybe it wasn't CTE, but like
CTE, bro. Maybe he got off on that shit.
I don't know, man.
Maybe it was, not saying he was a serial killer, but like serial killers get off on stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I watch Mindhunter. You put me on.
Mindhunter is classic. If y'all don't watch Mindhunter, you should check it out.
I'm almost done with season 2.
Psychological thing.
Yo, show is fire. Netflix, Mindhunter. It's my new addiction.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. I feel bad for the families, everybody involved in that stuff. But
yeah, it was a lot to unpack. It was a lot, we're just kind of skimming the surface on that.
For sure.
But that was just one thing that I felt strongly about, is that when these big production companies get behind something and they try to Hollywood it up and control the narrative, and just don't always believe that stuff. Yeah, because you don't know. We never we never talked to Aaron himself. We just making up what we think.
Right.
But let's get into the All-Star, man. All-Star weekend is coming up.
Yep. Facts.
What you think of these rosters, man? We got Team LeBron. We got Team Giannis.
These rosters are crazy. I like the new format. You get the captains and they pick pick amongst the players, and then obviously you pick your reserves and whatnot. I don't know. The small ball game these days is it seems to be working, like especially for Houston. I think I'm gonna go with Team LeBron on this one. AD, James, Kawhi, Luka.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Luka can play or just sprained his ankle. Then you got CP, Damian Lillard,
bars,
Jokic,
bars,
Ben Simmons, Sabonis, Tatum, and Westbrook. I feel like LeBron just picked everybody that signed the Clutch Sports, the agency, like their whole team.
That's what he did. I mean, his team is stacked.
His team is stacked. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Team LeBron, but I think there was a few snubs this year. I felt like Bradley Beal and Devin Booker for sure. Surprised.
Right, Bradley Beal, man.
Yeah, I was surprised by a few guys that made it, but in their own right, everybody made it deservingly so.
But Bradley Beal should be in there.
Devin Booker should be in there. They both averaged 27 a game. They like the first time in history, like two players that averaged 27 a game are not in the NBA All-Star game.
You think the voting should change or what? Like the voting method?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, they also not on winning teams.
But like.
But neither Trae Young.
That's what I'm saying.
He got voted as a starter, though.
It's his first time.
Yeah, so he got the votes where you kind of got to, like, put him in. Everybody else is pretty much Brandon Ingram.
He averaged 29, 9, and 5.
Yeah, he's having a hell of a season. He's having a hell of a season.
That's without a doubt.
I'm really impressed by Trae Young. I don't know. People try to compare him and Luka Doncic. I think Luka still has the upper hand.
Luka's nice, man.
But they both
are
watching
him play.
Phenomenal players.
Mm-hmm.
I think the All-Star game is going to be interesting. I think I'm going to go with Team LeBron, though. Are we making a bet on this?
Yeah, if we make it. Oh, man, I'm done betting with you, man.
Are we betting again? We bet on the Super Bowl. You owe the people a
But this
EP.
is like, God.
So,
all right.
Are we betting on the All-Star game?
Yo, this is way harder to bet on, though.
I mean, why? You got the cream of the crop playing against each other.
Yeah, but they be
till the fourth quarter it gets serious.
You're right.
Up the ante for this time, though.
Up the ante for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to make him record an EP because he could do it. I'll leave him a mic.
Yeah, what you want to do? What you want to do? My cousin said Giannis can't be the captain of the All-Stars no more.
Why
because
not?
of the team he picked.
Yeah, for real though. I mean, like looking at these matchups, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It is kind of crazy.
Team LeBron, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Luka, and LeBron.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. So what we betting? What you want to bet?
Well, what if I want to bet on Team LeBron?
No, I already went with them. It's too late.
We'll go with a point spread.
Hey, fuck, it's too late.
Because I lost the last bet, I just got it.
All right. Huh? I take Giannis. I take Team Giannis.
That wasn't hard. Why?
I take Team Giannis.
Why's he got Team Giannis?
I'll take Team Giannis. That's fine.
He just mind fucked me, man.
I'll take Giannis.
Well,
I don't know.
bet on the dunk contest.
I'm going Derrick Jones.
Let's bet on the dunk contest. I feel better about that.
All right.
All right, let's talk about the dunk contest. So dunk contest, we got Dwight Howard.
I don't know what he can bring.
Aaron Gordon.
He can bring a lot.
He brings a lot.
Yeah.
We got Project Pat.
Pat Connaughton. He got like a 40-some inch vertical. Okay.
And we got Derrick Jones Jr.
And Derrick Jones is a
youngin'.
Crazy jumper. Leaper.
Bro.
Out the arena. Leaper.
He had some disrespectful dunks this year. He had a joint over the big. He jumped over the big man for the Grizzlies. I don't know who it was.
Valanciunas.
Oh God, yeah.
He has outstanding.
It was
hops.
disgusting. But Aaron Gordon is, I think, in dunk contest history like that. That 2016 joint with him and Zach LaVine, that was crazy.
That's what the people wanted to be the fourth one, Zach LaVine. Can you imagine Derrick Jones, Aaron Gordon, and Zach LaVine in the slam dunk contest?
I like what we got this year. I like what we got. I like the lineup.
Wow. Yeah. But if you had Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Explosive. Yeah.
Nah, Nat. I'm going with Derrick Jones.
Who Nat got?
Aaron Gordon.
I got...
I'm going. If you watching this, who you got? I got Derrick Jones. We want to see who you guys think is gonna win the slam dunk contest. I'm Billy Hoyle, aka Pat Connaughton.
Easy. Don't disrespect Billy Hoyle like
it's not doing it. I'm going Derrick Jones, aka
don't disrespect Pat.
I'm going Derrick Jones,
Billy Hoyle,
aka Sidney Dean.
Yo,
it's
so you going with Derrick Jones? It's so pretty.
I'm going with Sidney Dean.
All right,
I got Aaron Gordon. He got dunk contest experience plus the legs to go. Paul.
Who? Aaron Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going with Gordon.
All right.
I'm going with Gordon. You going with Jones?
I'm going with Derrick Jones.
All right, so let's wager this.
What's the wager?
Let's wager this bad boy. All right, let's.
And one of those will definitely win.
All right, yeah, right. No, right. Like Dwight Howard can win, or
That means say Aaron Gordon. Okay. The Capella trade. Go ahead.
So what's the wager?
All right. If you already got to give us an album,
Right. An EP, 4 tracks. I'm just doing 1 verse per track, by the way.
Let's see. What football team do you hate the most?
The Pittsburgh Steelers, without a doubt.
This is my wager, and you're going to hate me for this. And I'm talking about the Capella thing, too. If Derrick Jones wins, you have to rap a full Logic song in a Pittsburgh Steelers Ben Roethlisberger jersey or Pittsburgh Steelers shirt.
All right, bet. All right. Yeah, I mean, I hope you supplying it.
I'll supply it.
All right, bet.
I'll supply it.
So, if Aaron Gordon wins, let's see.
Why say, oh, stop? You must be talking to trash.
You got if Aaron Gordon wins, you got to sing. Let's see.
Logic.
Yeah, I want to get him to sing, not rap.
And I gotta pick the Logic song.
I'm gonna have to think about this because I'm gonna find something way out of your range. You're gonna have to sing it.
I can't sing.
Yeah,
I can't sing.
And that's how. And this is how we're gonna open the podcast. It's gonna be a complete different shot. All right. Here it goes. I'm gonna direct a 30-second music video. I'm gonna direct a 30-second music video where you're gonna have to perform, and that's gonna be the intro of the podcast. All right.
If Aaron Gordon wins.
So I hope you feel good about Derrick Jones. Because I'm directing it. All right. You gotta listen to the director. You gotta respect it.
That's fine. I'm pulling.
I'm gonna have you doing some wild shit. I'm gonna have you in a Missy Elliott trash bag.
Nat said a TikTok video. That's fine. Yes. A trash bag. Look at you, so excited.
And we're gonna put it on TikTok.
And I'm just gonna wear outfit like you hoard on the court. And I'm carrying a switchblade. And I'm carrying a switchblade.
With the vibes and waves.
With the verbs and waves with the white walls on the court. You hoid. Yeah, I'm coming with that. Good.
Because that's what style I'm directing.
Yeah.
So it works out perfectly.
Yeah, that's fine.
It works out perfectly.
That's fine. No, I'm excited. I'm really excited about All-Star Weekend. I get excited every year about All-Star Weekend. I think it's great. I think that I love they're honoring Kobe and his daughter with the 2 and 24 jerseys. So one team is wearing 24 and one team is wearing 2.
Everybody on the team?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I believe that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But we'll see soon. I'm just excited. Just the energy surrounding it is always great. It's just Chicago. It's gonna be like 10 degrees negative.
Always wanted to go.
Yeah.
Have you gone? You been?
Yeah, I've been All-Star Weekend in Dallas and New Orleans.
Man.
Yeah, and it was cool. It was cool. Somebody wants some bars, Trav.
Man,
they want bars. We give you bars in a minute. But no, All-Star Weekend is cool. All the festivities, all the fun. One in New Orleans was crazy. All I thought about, and I don't know why everything comes back to this guy. So at this time, no, it's not Eminem. I was in the G League. I was a G League All-Star, so I got invited to New Orleans.
Remember that. You showed out.
I actually
MVP?
played. No, I ain't MVP.
MVP?
No, I actually played for...
I just crowned him.
I actually had played for New Orleans, the Pelicans, earlier that season. Went back to the G League. Became a G League All-Star. And All-Star Weekend was in New Orleans. So we left Oklahoma City. Me and my teammate, we both made a G League All-Star. Like a private plane. It was crazy. They flew us down, and we did a Habitat for Humanity thing, or NBA Cares type thing. And guess what neighborhood it was in New Orleans?
Third Ward.
And I'm from Holly Grove. Yeah, we was in.
That's why I Holly Grove on each and every song.
Yeah,
you was in Holly Grove.
And I was like, bro, why am I just walking through these streets singing Wayne all day? And it was just
got to.
It was crazy.
Like I said, music hits different in different. That's all you were listening to, huh?
Yeah.
While you was like fixing the house,
I was Holly Grove. I was every time I come around, I said, "Hey, bling bling, pinky ring worth about 50, bling bling."
Man.
Pitbull. Miami, I listen to
Flow Rider.
No, God, I hate you, bro. I hate you for that.
Reggie tried to doubt Flow Rider today. We was talking earlier. He was like, "What does he do?" I'm like, "He's touring for like probably booked for the next 3 years." Like,
no,
where? Where? Everywhere.
Around the world. We got world tour.
He the greatest rap singer.
No, in Miami, I do Ross.
Yes.
heavy on Rick Ross in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And New Orleans obviously is bounce music. So whether
I just watched that Hip Hop Evolution joint today.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, the bounce one. Man.
It's one
crazy.
beat. They all rap on one beat. So whether it's Lil Wayne or
and they
Hot
coined
Boys,
the phrase twerk.
yeah. Whether it's No
She
Limit.
working. She just put a T on it. Twerking.
Just different regions, everything. Texas, you got your Texas guys.
UGK.
Of course, you would go Beyonce.
Wow,
No,
who
but
would have thought of that? Nobody's. I mean, sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. That's right. But I don't know. Hip hop is more like regional. Like, that's cool. I respect it.
Beyonce raps now. She got bars too.
Of course she raps now. I mean, look who she's with.
She raps now.
She's got like, hey.
I think
thanks for the 16.
Yeah, he probably gave her 16 when they was eating lunch.
No, man, you don't get a 16 off the first lunch date.
She get whole albums.
You got to get at least 3 lunch dates before you even get a sniff of a 16.
They got kids. She getting whole albums.
She getting albums, bro. What does a lunch date get you? A mention on the Synonymous Podcast.
Get you a mention on Synonymous.
Get you thrown on a playlist.
Baby Keeman. Scheming with Baby Keeman.
Yo, speaking of Baby Keem, man, let's talk about music real quick. What you listening to this week?
This week, I think it's a lot of new music that dropped. Definitely gonna give this new 2 Chainz album a go.
Yep, haven't listened to it yet. It's on my list.
Yeah. Nicki Minaj dropped a new single. I don't know. Something about her. I can't
Nicki and Meek both dropped after all that shit.
She think it's playing
on Twitter. So you think, I just never thought of that.
But Meek's song was with Justin Timberlake. That's way bigger than a Meek.
But
Nicki
did you
Minaj.
hear the words in the chorus?
No, I didn't pay attention.
Because of the timing, it felt like he was singing at her.
I'm gonna go back.
Could be contrived, man. It all could be contrived.
I'll go back.
So like I said, don't just don't eat everything they feed you.
Yeah.
Don't eat it all.
A sleeper album that dropped that I think people should give a shot. Brent Faiyaz dropped a new album. Now, I don't know if you listen to Brent Faiyaz. If you don't know, he was on the Gold Link. He sang the hook. There's money all around me.
I'm hip,
I feel like I'm the man.
Listened.
And he works with Sonder Sound.
Writing it down.
He got a couple tracks that came out that were really good. And I think he wrote a song on A$AP Ferg's new album, The Dreams and Fantasies, the slow R&B one. But he got a new album that came out last night as well. So I actually am pretty excited to listen to that. I like Brent Faiyaz. So 2 Chainz, Brent Faiyaz for me. What about you?
All right. Kruwang Bin and Leon Bridges.
Tell me about Kruwang.
I told you about him.
Yeah.
And so I think this is going to make you listen to him because you like Leon Bridges, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did an album together. And I don't really know how to explain Kruwang Bin. They're from Texas. It's a 3-piece. They got a bass guitar, lead guitar, and a drummer. And they kind of just draw their influences from globally, all around the world, Spanish stuff. Their first album was inspired by Thai music.
Okay.
But it's real soul. It feels soulful. A lot of soul
the song
influence.
You played for me sounded really good.
I rapped over one of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play that at the end of this podcast. Boom. So that one, it's good. It's a good project. Okay. I listened to it one time through. Got to go back. Love Leon Bridges. Love Kruwang Bin. Bodie James.
Yeah, she was talking about Bodie James.
I played it during the workout. I played it on the way home. I played it later on in the day. Bruh, I can't get enough of it.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, Bodie James.
He got a
the
joint.
Alchemist, right?
Yep, Alchemist produced all of it. And this is their second joint together. Bodie James, the artist from Detroit. I think he first started getting notoriety when he had some features with the Cool Kids.
Okay.
Probably like early 2010s, like 2013 or something, probably like that.
So he been in the game for a minute.
Yeah, but bro, he is rapping his ass off, and he got features with Benny the Butcher, Freddie Gibbs,
Okay.
Evidence. But the joint with Benny,
the Butcher.
yo, we go after we rap, we
Yeah.
play that shit.
After you rap.
No, I meant after we conclude the episode. Yo, Benny's verse is crazy on that. So that joint, you see Jay Electronica announced that he's dropping an album?
in 40 days.
Yeah, 40 days.
I think.
What you think?
I think his time may have
I think that ship has sailed.
passed. Yes.
That ship has might have sailed.
You built this buzz for so long, and you put out great. You got with Just Blaze, Exhibit A, B, C, whatever. The beats was crazy. The lyrics was crazy. You jumped on a couple features, and then you just moved to England and married a princess and disappeared, or whoever you married. Like, I think the ship has sailed.
I'm still excited.
I'm excited, but I think the music has the ear for music has changed.
Well, I don't think for his like
I think it's just gonna be
core
timeless.
fans or whoever stuck with him, like I don't give a fuck about where the
music
current
is at
state.
now.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I like people that like Jay Electronica like him for what he does.
Yeah, they're
that's-
going to YouTube.
That's how it should be. Stop.
No, if he makes timeless classic music, obviously it's what it is. I was listening to Royce the 5'9" with Benny the Butcher today, and he said something in one of his songs about the if you put your effort into your art. He was saying everybody wants to own their masters, but if your master music isn't timeless, then you eventually own 100% of nothing. He said you have to put your effort into your art, and then you own 100%.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
We should just stop the episode right now because that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a gem, bro.
You put me on Royce, I've listened. And that's what he said. You put your effort into your art, because if you don't, you just make music for now.
But have I ever put you on a bad artist? Have I ever and tell me if I've said yo, you gotta listen to this and you just ain't feeling it? Because I listen to some weird shit. I listen to weird stuff.
No, I have an open mind when it comes
I
to
know.
music.
That's why I talk about Sturgill Simpson with you and things that may not be, what you typically listen to.
Yeah, like K Tronada. People not gonna typically listen to K Tronada, but if you
though.
listen to him, you get a whole different feel. It's a whole different vibe. But yeah, that Royce, damn, that's kind of deep, because it's true. If your music doesn't transcend with time, you can own all your masters, but if nobody buying your shit, you just own 100% of nothing.
Right. And then that goes into what Pusha T said. He got the luxury of time because his shit is timeless.
Yeah.
When you timeless, you worry about time less. And a great man said that. King is the name.
Give him something then. Give him something. You said we conclude. You want to conclude on
the end of the episode.
All right.
I'll give y'all something new. So let's talk about this Styles P and Billie Eilish feud on Twitter. Basically, what happened was Billie Eilish made a comment in one of her interviews about how rappers be lying, they be capping in their lyrics and this and that. And Styles clapped back and said, who the fuck is Billie Eilish? Like, rappers can do and say what the fuck they want to say. And so did you look into that at all? Did you?
No, I didn't go into the research of it, because I honestly don't know who Billie Eilish is.
Yeah, we established that last episode.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell you and I was singing her praises. And then this came out. And it was so crazy to me because it was so uncharacteristic of her. And I was shocked because of the way that she writes. And do you remember in the podcast, I was saying how I look up to her writing ability and the way she writes and how she's ahead of her years and she's really creative.
She was 17 or something.
Yeah, but just the way she writes is amazing. And I've seen and heard her in interviews talk about the importance of creative freedom when you're writing, and that you can say whatever you want, because she talks about killing people and like possibly, wild shit, you know. She's obviously not killing anybody.
She's not killing, so she's lying.
So, right. So the discussion here is why is hip hop always held to different standards than any other form of music and entertainment? Tell me in what other genre do people pick apart and say, oh, you not living that life. That's not really what you're doing. So why are you writing a song about it? Why are you singing about that if you're not killing somebody?
Right.
Like, why is that?
I think one of the things that the stigma for hip hop, with your lyrics having to be authentic, is because I think the culture of hip hop, the people in the culture, the hip hop community have set the standard for your lyrics to have that authenticity. So when people rap and write their lyrics and rhymes, they always talk about, how real they are as a person, how real they are as a rapper. And that's fine. Nobody's knocking that. But now what you do with that is you don't allow for the fabrication of your lyrics to blossom and
it limits you creatively.
It limits you. So now you take that, of course other people are gonna hear it, whether they're fans of hip hop or not, black, white, Spanish, whatever. And I guess they feel like they can say that. But that's because the hip hop culture and community says that too. You see what I'm saying? Because if you can't write, be like, oh, I wrote this, but that's not real. Like if you're a drug dealer and you're talking about moving drugs or whatever, another rapper or somebody's gonna fact check that against what you're saying. And then they're gonna check you for that.
Yeah.
And then you lose your clout and this, that, and the third.
Yeah. Well, I think now that we're talking it out, I think I understand. I think the reason why it's held to those standards is because rap was in a lot of ways formed off of battle rap and owning who you are and talking that shit and being better than the next person. So you're gonna talk about what
and that's
you
how
do.
rap started.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but at this point, the music has evolved. Rap music has evolved so much. We're so beyond that. So if we're gonna hold rappers to that standard where you have to be talking about what you talk, what you have to be living your raps, then fucking show up and rap when you have to.
Yeah.
But like this, or battle people when you like, but people aren't living like that. It's not, times have changed is all I'm saying.
Also, when you get to a certain level or a certain status in entertainment, sports or whatever, you're not doing that stuff, that you was probably rapping about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like T.I., for example, earlier on, it was all about, it was trap music. Trap music.
Yeah.
And then so now when people see him on TV, they see him with his kids and stuff, but he's still talking about that. I think people feel some kind of way about that. But what I'm trying to say is that as a writer, as a creative, as a musician, you're writing songs, you're telling stories. It's the same as putting out a movie or writing a novel. He's still talking about his life just because he said in the present tense, like, I'm slanging these whatever, and he didn't really do that when he recorded it. That just is silly. It's petty to be caught up in shit like that.
Right.
I just think that like I said, no other genre gets caught up in that. And like, we gotta leave that shit behind, man. That shit is
like I said, I think just no other genre gets caught up in it because the hip hop community, that's just how it is. Like if you're not living your rhymes, do people really want to?
Yeah, like,
because they want the real you in those lyrics.
I get that, but why aren't people like that way about Taylor Swift?
because that pop community or country community, they not saying like they don't care. I mean, it's just, that's just how I see it.
Yeah, I'm just
That's how I
playing.
see
Yeah,
it. Like if Taylor Swift says, I'm on a yacht in the Mediterranean eating shrimp and grapes, but she not. No, I don't think nobody's gonna be like, she ain't got no damn yacht. They ain't gonna be like Taylor Swift is on a yacht eating grapes. No, but I mean, even if she wasn't, like, they're not gonna like fact check her. But like Jay-Z saying, I got a boat on the Mediterranean Sea, the hip hop community will be like, we need to see pictures. Like, was you really on the Mediterranean? Like,
I just hate that about it because I think it just limits us creatively. It limits what you can talk about.
Yeah, you should be able to tell stories.
Yeah.
Like, whether you lived them or not. You've still seen it. You might have seen it.
So my advice, I ain't shit, but my advice would be, if you're any kind of artist out there, write whatever the fuck you want to write when you're inspired and tell stories, but do it for, have a reason, you know what I'm saying? Have a reason to do it. Don't say you shooting people and you got AKs and choppers and shit just because you think it's cool.
See, that's what I'm saying. They say that, and then you run up on that rapper, and he don't got no AKs and choppers, and he ain't shooting people. And then people like looking at him like, you ain't real. You ain't living what you're saying. And that our community, the hip hop community, that's how they do, man. Like they check, they're gonna check you. They're gonna check you. Like Future can't talk about sipping lean and pints of syrup if he ain't sipping lean and pints of syrup.
Right. I think there is something there to that as well. Yeah. I'm not saying to completely fabricate who you are and promote that to further your music career. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying I wish creative freedom on any artist that's out here putting out music. But I think in hip hop it is a balancing act where you do have to be authentic because it is part of the culture.
Part of the culture.
I'm glad we talked that out.
It's part of it. Now, and I think that's what makes someone like Billie Eilish almost feel comfortable, which I don't know how, enough to say that. Like, you're not even established.
And that's why I think
you reached prominence quickly, but you haven't done it.
Yeah, like I think some people look at Styles like he was raging. Like he was like, oh, fuck her about. No. Like, he's absolutely right. Like, who is Billie Eilish to be, commenting on a culture that she's not a part of?
Yeah, really. This is nothing that involves you.
Yeah,
you're probably inspired by the culture,
100%.
But yet you go and say that, like, okay, you won your Grammys, and that's a big deal. Good job. I'm happy.
I know that's what it kind of felt like to me. Like she won them Grammys and she got
big headed. Yeah, like slow down, Billie, because you could be here today and gone tomorrow.
That's why I was shocked because I've literally heard her verbatim talk about. Yeah, I might have said I might kill somebody or something. That doesn't mean I'm doing it.
Right.
You can sit down and write anything you want. There's an interview out there. I don't know where it is, but she said that. So why the fuck does that apply to you and not hip hop?
Yeah.
That's my main thing, and that's it. Anyway, Erykah Badu just announced that she has a candle coming out with the scent of her vagina. Would you buy it? Are you gonna buy it?
No. I don't know what that box smell like.
But aren't you intrigued? I want to know.
Actually, I am intrigued. See all these rappers going crazy. See all these rappers going crazy.
Erykah, you're a genius.
You are.
You're a genius for this. Because I saw in the interview, she said, people say that my pussy changes men. She said it changes men's lives. It changes them. They start acting different. So I'm
Common. Jay Electronica.
Said I'm gonna put it in a candle.
That's wild.
See how y'all act. She said she cut up her panties and burned them. Like, I don't know if they're actually like there's bits, but that's like I think out of.
I wonder if women are gonna buy this and burn it.
You know they are.
See
To be like, what's this all about? Mm-hmm. No, that ain't shit. Her pussy stink. Fuck Erica.
I am intrigued now.
I'm
now
super
that I thought
intrigued.
about how she got men going crazy.
What if that
I
shit?
kind of want to know.
What if it's like a psychedelic trip
It
and you
might
like that
be.
candle?
Especially that type of music she make. It just puts you in a whole different zone.
But also, like, I mean, it's not gonna smell like flowers. So is it something that you really would?
It might.
It might give you a euphoric. It might be a DMT.
I would actually guess it's pretty flowery.
I hope it does.
It's pretty floral.
I hope it smells like a real,
Vagina?
What if it gives you like a euphoric feeling? What if it's like a candle, a DMT candle?
What if it makes you feel like a newborn baby again? Like,
Yeah, it might. It really might.
I'm hoping for it.
Remember,
I'm hoping
you seen
it's an
Boomerang, right?
experience. Yeah.
Remember when they did the commercial and the baby
yes.
she was birthing the perfume?
That's what's gonna be like.
That's gonna be like birthing the perfume from Boomerang. I'm telling you. It's a possibility.
What was that video when she was walking and
naked?
She was, yeah.
Yeah, was that window seat? Can I get a window seat?
And you telling me you don't want to smell that candle?
Next to me. I don't know, walking through the street like that, bro.
Oh yeah, maybe
You
not
sweating?
that. Maybe not the candle from that day particularly. But
And she sat on that bus, that dirty ass bus. Hey, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want any parts of that.
oh my god,
Nah.
yeah, that's the limited edition joint.
It's a limited edition.
Yeah, the on the bus.
The bus?
Video shoot cheeks candle.
Oh, God.
She gonna come out with different flavors.
Because you know she don't wear deodorant and stuff. She's all natural.
This candle might smell like Erica. I'm gonna find
I'm
out.
not trying to bash
I'm
Erica.
gonna find out.
It might sound like that. I'm gonna get this candle.
I'm gonna embrace it either way.
I'm getting this
I'm gonna
candle.
embrace that shit. Oh yeah, it's incense. It's not a candle. It's incense, but still, that's like
I burn it. I gotta burn it.
Yeah, we're gonna get the incense.
Let's get the incense.
Yeah. Make candles too, though.
Yankee.
do a review.
She should do a collaboration with Yankee Candle.
Mm.
That'd be different. Bring it out around
Not experienced.
Christmas.
Yeah, so that's what.
4th of July edition, Erica about it.
All right. And one of us gonna get this incense. We're gonna do a review. We're gonna do the podcast.
Do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. We're gonna burn the incense, do it live, and just bask in Erica Badu's vagina.
Her essence.
Her whole essence. Huh?
What are they listening to? The All-Star. What are they listening to?
That's what we're gonna close on. See? K-Fit, the producer over here, she reminded us we got a segment to do, and we're gonna talk about this real quick. All right. So we don't look yet, man. All right. So what we're gonna do now is a segment we call "What They Listening To." No, I don't know what. No, we got to do that. Hold on. Let me get my radio voice. All right, now coming right back at you from the Synonymous Podcast with Reggie Williams and Kate is the name. We've got their famous segment, "What They Listening To." Right? There we go. Now it's now.
What are they listening to?
I don't know.
That radio voice is crazy.
We could work on that. So if you guys have any recommendations on what we can call this segment, but what we're gonna do, like we did with the Super Bowl players, we're gonna pull up some pictures of the All-Star roster, and we're gonna see, what we think they got bumping in their headphones. Here we go. All right, so there we go. AD. You may know because you were teammates with this guy for a little bit, so you may have some inside information.
I feel like, yeah, but he's grown since then. I feel like him being from
That was
Chicago.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, a lot happens in 2 years. Him being from Chicago, I'm gonna give him some drill music. I'm gonna give him some. He always up to date with Dirk, little Dirk, yo.
I'm not mad at that. If that's
Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Probably got some Juice WRLD. And probably some, what's that guy? Polo G? Is Polo G from Chicago?
I don't know where he's from.
I think Polo G. I feel AD is probably more in tune with what's new, and he can stay deep to his roots in Chi-Town.
I think
Probably put on Sunday service or something.
I think the answer is right in front of us. 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. Oof.
I mean, he got 2 Chainz on.
2 Chainz on.
And 2 Chainz, his last album, Rapper Go to the League.
Oh, it's classic. It's classic
Great,
for me.
great. I mean, 2 Chainz makes great albums.
For me. He makes
the
great.
Pretty Girls Like Trap Music was phenomenal as well. But
I won't say classic. I'll go with you. Great.
It's great.
He makes
I
like
think
you can go
Pretty
back
Girls
and
Like
listen.
Trap Music might
Good
end
classic.
up being a classic. I think it's too early to say, but I think
2 Chainz definitely slept on for his lyrics too.
people don't know. Man,
He's definitely slept on for his lyrics.
I've heard the album that he's done with Static.
Yeah,
Static got an album sitting on ice
with 2 Chainz.
with 2 Chainz. It's all 2 Chainz.
Spars.
And he played it. I was in the studio with him, and
crazy.
yo, it is like, it's like some of the best 2 Chainz I ever heard. 2 Chainz.
What is he waiting on? Why don't he just let
I don't
it
know,
go?
man. They both managed by Rock Nation and stuff.
So it's a whole political thing.
I think 2 Chainz managed by Rock.
politics.
But again, it's just, political.
Something else for another day.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. All right. Oh, it's Reggie's doppelganger. Whoa, is that Reggie
We look
Williams?
nothing alike.
What? People like saying that.
People say that. I can't walk down the street without people saying, you know, you look like James Harden. All right, thanks.
All right. So being that he is basically you,
Stop it.
he's probably listening to Kim or some
Ain't listening to
really
no Kim.
slow, like
James is listening to
Old-
whatever is going
oldies.
to get him lit and turned up before the game.
he listening to slow jams. Bro.
Nah, he dancing and swaying side to side. I'm going to give him some, shit, I don't know. Who got a dance song, a party song right now that's like new? Like, who?
The Baby. You think? He
Yeah,
listening
but
to The Baby?
something you could dance to. Like Uzi, the Futu Shuffle, whatever the hell that shit is. Whatever come to dance. He like to dance.
Okay.
He like to dance. I give him something like that
Okay.
in that realm.
I'm seeing slow jams,
Yeah,
man.
the Baby, give me some shit with some bop in it. Yeah.
I'm seeing slow jams. I'm seeing oldies
Yeah.
because all I see is
TikTok
Reggie
songs.
Williams.
TikTok. She want to do a TikTok so bad.
Oh, we got Kawhi, another one of your teammates,
Former teammate. for sure.
teammate. So you may have some inside information.
It's no inside information.
I think, man, you probably do. You don't know. I think he's like listening to some, like Wu-Tang or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like, yeah.
I'm gonna give him some West Coast. I'm gonna give him some Daz or some Corrupt or something. Some
Kendrick,
TDE,
maybe Kendrick. Yeah,
some
yeah.
TDE.
J-Rock. He listening to J-Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
I
right,
give
because
him
that's
that.
where he's from.
He
He's
from
Cali.
He from
Yeah,
the
you're right.
Inland Empire.
But he just look,
IE.
he don't fuck around, man. He's just business.
That's J-Rock.
That's J-Rock.
Yeah. If you listen to J-Rock album,
Bloodiest.
yeah, J-Rock.
The bloodiest. That's what's going on.
Who is this? Max Cleveland?
Oh shit.
He got an all-star.
That was supposed to be Luca. Wrong white guy.
That's not even Luca. Who is
Who
that?
loaded up these photos, damn it?
Who is that?
Hey,
That's Max.
Don't
That's
you
Max
point the
Cleveland.
finger back at me. Who loaded these photos?
That's Max.
Who loaded the photos?
Max listening to Sturgill Simpson. Max listening to Sturgill.
Max, you should have been an all-star.
You listening to Sturgill. Next. He listened to He's
Travis
listening
Scott.
to Griselda.
You sure about that?
He was bumping them on
See, that's what I'm saying. There's no. Yeah.
He listens to everything.
There's no. He does.
He listens to everything.
I think before the game, he listened in the Astro World.
You think so?
Yeah. LeBron.
I'm gonna give him Hove because they like this, and him. I think Hove inspires him a lot
For sure. But before the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him Hove.
He's like, LeBron is very introspective.
I think before the game. When you give lines like I walk like a ball player, no matter where you go, you are who you are player. But you can try to change, but that's just the top layer. Man, you was who you was before you got here. Come on, man.
He just wanted to read.
I just wanted to say that.
Quote,
only God can judge me. Gone. Either love me or leave me alone.
What else you got?
That fits him.
Come on, give me one more.
What you want?
One more Hov.
What you want?
Give me his best bar on Renegade.
Best bar, Renegade. I had to hustle. I'm gonna get a verse. I had to hustle. My back to the wall, ashy knuckles, pockets filled with a lot of lint, not a cent, got a vent. A lot of innocent lives lost on the project bench. What you hollering? Gotta pay rent, bring dollars in. Bottle bodega, iron under my coat, feeling braver. Do-rag, wrapping my waves up, pockets full of hope. Do not step to me, I'm awkward, I box lefty. And often my pops left me, and often my mama wasn't home. Could not stressing me, I wasn't grown. Especially on nights I brought something home to quiet the stomach rumblings. My demeanor, 30 years, my senior, my childhood didn't mean much. Only raising green up. Raising my finger to critics, raising my head to the sky. Big, I did it multi before I died. No lie, just know I chose my own fate. I drove by the fork in the road and went straight.
We gotta end it right now, yo. We gotta end it right now.
He probably salsa dancing, I feel like. Merengue.
Giannis. Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, I think we done. I think
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done. I can't. After that.
I think that's it, man. I think Reggie just took us out on the Jay-Z bars, man. Yo, it has been episode 3.
It's been real.
It's been real, man.
He didn't even get everything.
We ain't get to it all, but we'll leave it for next week. Yo, thanks for tuning in. Much love.
Peace and much love to you. Put your effort into the art.